All right, I think I'm live. Can everyone hear me okay? Are we good on that? Fix my hair. Are we good? Just make sure, I just want to make sure everyone can hear me because I got a new setup going on and I just want to make sure that that's good. So if people watching could type in the chat, that would be great. I know there's a delay, so I'll just kind of say stuff until people confirm that there is actually audio and not just me talking with nothing. And then I'll get started. How's everyone doing? Until someone confirms that this is something going on. I got a new interface, so I had to set it up with OBS differently, and I think we're good. You can hear me fudge. Yeah, almost swore. I don't think you're allowed to use bad words on YouTube. Thank you for everyone who's joining me. I'm just going to trust that this is framed upright and everything is good, and I'll have a more professional camera at some point. Yeah, this echo, right? Why is it echoing? Do we have any idea? It doesn't make oh, I see. Hold up. How about now? There won't be an echo in a second. I think I figured it out. Okay. Confirm that there's no echo at this point, because I'm pretty sure I just fixed that. This wasn't the reason I got this new interface, but I should have more control over what's going on. And the angle is a little weird. I'm noticing I got my hand looks huge over here, but less. Anyway, not the point. The point is we're doing a collective reading. I'm pretty sure I just solved the issues with the interface and the audio, so there should be no more echo ever again. Yeah, the slapback machine. It's what it was is there was two things coming in from the phone and this, but anyway, no one cares about that. Today's collective reading. Let's settle in here for a second. We got a lot going on. We have a lot of energy. We are in the last day, I think it's 10 days in the Mayan Tzolk'in, that basically it's the Mayan calendar of 10 days where the veil has been very thin. We had Halloween, All Saints Day, what else? The pagan thing that was there that I don't even know anything about, but witches are into. There's a lot of energy going on, and we're transitioning, and it's pretty clear for anyone who's probably tuning into this that this is just what's going on right now, but it's intense. So I posted on Instagram some of this. Let me pull this up. I'm sorry for being unprofessional. Just get used to it. If you don't know me, this is going to be my style pretty much from jump. How do I view the post? Okay, there it is. All right, so today's spread, we're going to be dealing with a lot of that energy. We're in Scorpio season. If you're using tropical astrology, we are in the sun, and then the moon was there. It's all this stuff. It's a lot of reviewing. It's a lot of destroying. It's a lot of creating. But what this actually feels like for us is kind of like maybe we're going backwards. We also have Mercury in retrograde right now, which is just a whole other energy. So a lot of reviewing, a lot of clearing of trauma, right? I'm calling it karma, and that's what today's spread is. I have this card right here being our card. Let me make sure I'm framing this up right. I got to go here. Sorry. This card, right? The Three of Swords as trauma, karma, right? Then we have here this card, which is union. What? Why is Zoom opening? Jesus. It's also Mercury retrograde. You guys need to give me credit for live streaming during this. I don't know who else has been experiencing. Technology is just you got to cultivate some patience to get in this stuff today. And I'm sorry for looking around. I'm still getting used to this. It's just technology's not playing nicely. So we have this, which is union, our Ace of Cups, right? This is where we let the kind of heavenly divine consciousness infiltrate our senses and let these wisdom things grow. Wisdom things grow. Yeah, okay, that's a phrase that I said. Totally not vague at all. And then finally, we have the Knight of Swords, which is just charge ahead, you got this, action, the card of action, sometimes heedless action, but if used appropriately, pretty sweet. So we have a lot with these three cards. This card is relationships, not just, as my friend Jessa Reed would say, hacking codependency or twin flame energy. I mean, it certainly is that. This is that card, the card for that. But it's also really contracts, any contractual obligation, any type of relationship where you feel bound to, those are getting pulled apart pretty intensely. So if you cling to those relationships, or, and this doesn't mean like you actually end relationships, but the idea of what the relationship was, if you cling to that, it's pretty painful. Hence the 3 swords stabbing a heart with rain and clouds behind it. But this is our karma. These are the weights that bind us to the reality of being limited and not being able to do what we want and fully express ourselves and, achieve our dreams. And that's happening, whether you like it or not. So this is really like, this is big stuff. And this is the energy that's been going on, like heavy stuff. I mean, I want to be light and it is light and fun. Just to be clear, like, you don't have to be super serious with this, but if you've been feeling it, you kind of know. It's not like, it's a lot of ancestral stuff, a lot of early childhood stuff. I'm not like super in touch with my past lives just because like functionally I don't think I need to be. Who knows? But if you are, probably that stuff's coming up too. So, yep. Then we have the Ace of Cups. So I love the Ace of Cups. We see this dove. I'm going to try to get as close as possible without still being able to talk into the mic. So we see the Ace of Cups. We see this dove plunging down into this cup with the alchemical cross, right? That Christ consciousness cross into this cup with a W on it or an M. Let's say it stands for wisdom. Totally up for interpretation. And we see 5 streams of water pouring out into this water below where we have these lotus petals. Can I get close enough? Can barely see them. So there's lotus. So what this represents is this heavenly wisdom plunging into these psychic waters of our cup, which is our mind, right? And that wisdom pushing the psychic waters into these streams, into our subconscious, like this deeper part of ourselves, which then allows these lotuses, signs of wisdom, to prosper. So what that's asking us to do is achieve union, right? If we can go all the way to unity consciousness, great. If you can't, if you're just like trying to like feel normal, that's also fine. But what this full expression is that you wake up to the fact that your imagination, consciousness, awareness is the only reality, and they merge. So this internal and the external merge completely. You get adept at selecting reality and have it working for you the way that you want it to. So that's what we do. That's a lot of what's going on now too. So you probably have both these energies, this kind of like karmic energy going on. You can feel that in relationships, jobs, money, you name it. And then we have this kind of merging of these two worlds. And then we have our friend Knight of Wands show up to just reaffirm that like you are charging ahead. The wind is a-blowing. Swords are a sign of clarity. 4 suits of the tarot, right? Earth, pentacles, swords, wands, and cups all represent to elementals. Learn your elementals. Paracelsus is very clear about those. There's a good Manly P. Hall talk, I believe, on Mind Pod Network related to Paracelsus and the elementals. Check that out. Charge ahead, right? Swords are air. That's clarity. So when we have the clarity of what's going on, when we understand we're kind of in this karmic situation of where we're purging things, limited versions of ourselves, these contracts which bound us to this world are beginning to end. Like it's like kind of like, think of it, you didn't, but imagine you signed a contract with the devil, and then that contract was for like, I don't know, like 2 million years. Well, that contract, imagine it's like year 1,999,999 and it's about to flip over in a few months. That's kind of where we are, right? The grip that these illusory beliefs have had on us are quite literally evaporating. So to the degree that we recognize that, we can then charge ahead confidently in that direction. And that's great. I highly recommend it. That's what I've been doing. And just to be clear, it looks like fears. Like this guy's going to fight fears, doubts, limitations, all of these things that are just like, ugh, who needs them, right? All right, let's pull an advice card because I said I would do that. And let me just make sure all's well in the live streaming thing. So, sound is normal and boring now. Sorry, I fixed the sound. My bad, guys. Yeah, this card came up and I was just shuffling through. So, Sacred Destruction, right? This is Scorpio season. Oh, hold on. I had to go to this other thing. Now I see why I did that. Hold on, guys. Just bear with me. Let me move this over here. Okay, great. this is Scorpio season. This is what's actually happening right now. We are in the process of creating and destroying. Nothing that we create, we actually don't create it. It's actually there. It exists. We're just letting it unfold by selecting it and having it unfold into this reality. But the process by which we allow that to happen is we also destroy limited versions of ourselves, versions of reality that no longer serve us. And if this sounds too weird for you, I get it. But this is truthfully the energy that we're in, this sacred destruction. I mean, we're coming out of this tomorrow, and it's going to feel a little bit different. But I think intuitively, it feels like this carries on probably into the beginning part of 2020. Now, there are different levels, right? If you're watching this and you're like totally feeling it and you're like, I get exactly what this dude is talking about, even though he's kind of weird, you may be right at this point where you're zero balancing out your karma. If you're like, this is too weird for me, I'm not into it, you may have more work to do. So let's pull some cards for people who have more work to do, because I can sense that that's a thing. All right, I already shuffled these, so I'm trying to look in the camera. The Lovers. Okay. All right, so this is like classic unity, ascension, duality. If you're caught in the world, let me try to get close here. Okay. We see a lot of things on the Lovers card. I'm going to have 2 cameras soon, so I'll be able to put them down and I can point to them. I'm going to get more professional. I just got to get this stuff out because I can sense people want it. Yeah, the Lovers, right? We see 2 naked, a man and a woman, respectively, man, woman, and the Archangel. Some people say Raphael. It doesn't matter. It's an angel. And they're blessing them. This is the Holy Trinity. This is literally how we ascend through duality to unity, is through these opposites. And we see the triangle, the mountain peak, which is, yes, a phallic symbol, but also this ascension symbol, just like a triangle, a pyramid rather. It's incredibly important, and this is our path. If you're in this world, you're trying to transcend duality, and you're trying to do it by getting to unity, and you can make that uncomfortable or you can make it comfortable. If it's uncomfortable, you're going to fight and view all of these people and things and situations out there as real and not the effect of your consciousness, and you'll react to them as though they're real, and it's probably going to mess you up. If you recognize what's going on, that they're projections of you, that it's you pushed out, that everyone is providing you a glimpse at this unity consciousness that is fractured off into reality, then you're on the right path. But that takes a lot of practice, because there are very convincing things out in the world that we react to. We're on YouTube, like you see it all the time in the comment section. It can get really entrancing to get sucked into this idea of this world being fundamentally the thing or more real. But once you start to use these techniques or bend reality, so to speak, which you do by just changing your beliefs and your attitudes and your feelings, that's it. It seems like it should be something more, but that's quite literally all you do. Everyone is capable of anything they've ever wanted to do. Truthfully, as weird as that sounds, you use your desire as a springboard to prove that to yourself, and then you use certain imaginal techniques that you may find on a podcast or something like that to, again, prove it to yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm getting here. You're going to see different levels of production value and clarity, but the message will remain pretty clear from the beginning to the end, which is you have everything you need. You are everything, quite literally. And when you wake up to that reality, you'll be able to prove it to yourself first and foremost, and then you start to actually do what you're here to do, which in my case is show people who they really are. That's my superpower, but also to have a ton of fun doing it. And don't let this stuff get too heavy. That's where I think a lot of people messed up. I think a lot of people messed that up in the 60s and in previous generations, is they made it too much about like, we're doing this crazy important thing and it's so important, it's so heavy. It's like, yeah, it is, but also be cool about it. Like, be chill. Like, don't freak out. Like, just be normal. We're here. It's pretty awesome. We have physical bodies. We're also have these other entities that we really are. We're also everything. Like, that's a really, really cool place to be. And I highly recommend you appreciate it and then do what you want to do for real. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the reading. And I think we can expect to be in these energies for the duration of Scorpio season. Watch out for this Mercury retrograde stuff. I know it's cliche at this point. Like, I totally get it, but am I looking at the right thing? Okay, I think I am. I know it's cliche, but it really is real. I experienced it many times today when I was trying to do very routine technology-based stuff. I work with computers and audio equipment all the time, and it was just like, oh my God, why fighting through this? I mean, I do it. I fight through it because, like, I love you, Hermes. You're not. Yeah, let's review. Let's do some stuff. But I got stuff I need to do too. So I would jump into your energy, and if we need to review and do some stuff, we'll do it. But just be mindful of that. Take some extra time to plan things, and then if the vibes are feeling intense, just remember you're in control. Take a step back. Do something that grounds you if you're too high up. If you're getting too stuck into earth energy, do something to lift yourself up. There are a variety of things that I cannot mention specifically on a YouTube feed, but that's the general gist of it. I'll open this up to any questions that people have, and I'll give it a second to catch up because I know I'm on a slight delay here for how YouTube goes. But if you have any questions, I'll start trying to do this as much as possible. So I thrive off of your questions, and if I can give answers, I certainly will. Are you looking at the right thing? Yeah, Scorpio season summed up. Exactly. I feel you on that. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know how I think I felt like Odysseus before I discovered astrology and some of the more, or not discovered, but rediscovered astrology, because man, I was getting blown around by energies and I had no idea what was going on. And now it makes a lot more sense, especially the Scorpio season stuff. So, it's just review. And these are just tools. They're just concepts, all of this. What we're really doing is cutting these cords, these tethering weights that are binding us to limited conceptions of who we are. And that's an active process. And it sounds super woo, but what it feels like is you just going through some stuff. And as you go through that stuff, you learn things about yourself. And as you learn things about yourself, you begin to stabilize yourself and your mind and your mental diet. And then you heal yourself and you bless yourself. And then when you're getting pretty good at that and you're confident, you extend it out in the world in a cool, normal way. Don't be weird about it, but you bless other people if you so choose to do. So that's what's going on today. And if you guys have any questions, get them in now. Otherwise, I am going to wrap it up. So I'll give this a few more seconds. Look at this awkward mic positioning. It's like, guy, get it together. I'm going to be more professional. I promise in 2020, I'll have another camera. It'll be facing down. We can look at the cards together. We can look at other things I put there. It's just going to be a lot more professional. You just got to give me a little bit. Just a guy in a garage doing weird stuff. So I think that's it. And I will see you. I'm going to be in LA. If anyone's in LA, come find me. Starting Thursday, but I will probably not be on here until 10 days or so from now. But enjoy, hang in there. Everything's going to be great. If you're going through it, don't worry. It's all good. I promise you that. Okay, bye-bye.